Good evening, I'm Rachel Hartog. A House committee may vote next week on a proposal to allow Indiana deer farms, which raise deer for hunting, to stay in business. The preserves have been fighting in court for years to prevent the Department of Natural Resources from ordering them to shut down. Deer farmers argued the preserves represent 95% of their business and hundreds of thousands of dollars in investments. Conservation groups contend deer farms increase the risk of an outbreak of chronic wasting disease, which has forced other states to eradicate large numbers of deer to contain the disease. The Senate has not considered the proposal. If it passes the House, Senate negotiators would have to agree to accept it, and the full Senate would have to go along. And the Monroe County Council will begin discussing a 1% food and beverage tax tomorrow, which could fund an expansion of the Bloomington Convention Center. As WTIU's Stan Jastrzebski reports, the tax would likely mean costlier food, even at the restaurants which don't stand to gain much from the deal.
A parking lot across the street from the existing convention center could house much of the expansion, but not until a funding stream is open to raise much of the $25 to $35 million the project would cost. Convention Center Director Talisha Kopic says the 1% tax the County Council will begin discussing would generate an estimated $2.5 million a year from sales at restaurants throughout the county. Bill Lutkins, who owns the Wee Willie's franchise of restaurants in both Ellettsville and Bloomington, says he thinks he'll do what most restaurants will do, raise prices on a few items to cover the difference, especially if he doesn't see more customers.
It would be beautiful if the people in this convention center would go that far, but there's not too many people that like to travel more than 5 or 10 minutes. And that's 15 minutes.
Kopic says she understands concerns that Ellettsville restaurants might not benefit from additional convention business like those in downtown Bloomington, but says the countywide tax is written into state statute. And what's more, the convention center is where it is.
It's important to think of a big picture. You know, if you look at just kind of today and tomorrow and how am I going to be affected directly, which a lot of small businesses do because they've got to keep that door open. You know, that's one thing, but you have to kind of step back and look, 25 years down the road, our community continues to grow.
The council is still far from voting on the plan. Tuesday's meeting is the first of several work sessions designed to determine the feasibility of the new tax. For WTIU News, I'm Stan Jastrzebski.
Here's a look at the weather. Tonight, cloudy with a 50% chance of snow with lows in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, cloudy with a 20% chance of snow shower with highs around 36. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with lows around 24. Wednesday, partly sunny with highs in the upper 30s and lows in the lower 20s. Thursday, partly cloudy with highs in the lower 40s and lows in the upper 20s. And Friday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 40s and lows in the upper 20s.